Nation. Yes, we are back with another episode of the Chronicles of the Blackhole with OG Daniel and Captain Jack. How are you doing, my brothers?
Good, sir. Really
Good.
good.
Always a good day. Always a good day when I'm upright.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everyone, make sure y'all wipe them feet when you walk in. We know that Raid and Honcho are still finishing up their live. Shout out to our brothers over there doing their thing. Hopefully, a lot of people will pull up afterwards as well. But this is what we do over here on Tuesday. Every other Tuesday night, we talk about the history of our franchise. And tonight, OG, what are we talking about, man?
Well, tonight we're talking about Clifford Branch. I'm saying Clifford because Captain's going to correct me if I call him Cliff Branch.
Yes. I'm looking forward to this because Clifford Branch is one of my favorite Raiders of all time. So I'm really looking to dissect this situation tonight, and I want to get as much knowledge from my brothers as possible. Real quick, you got to pay some bills. Captain Jack, make sure you guys go subscribe to my brother's channel. It is down here on the bottom. You see it. Subscribe to Captain Jack Rackham, and go subscribe to my brother OG Daniel's new page as well. It is under the Chronicles of the Blackhole. We will be sharing the links in the comment section tonight as well. But let's get going, man. What are we starting with this, man? Speed
All
kills.
right.
This is the episode. Speed kills.
2-1. 2-1 here, bro. Speed kills.
Let's get it.
Let's talk about Clifford Branch. Clifford Branch, over a career, had 17.3 average yards per catch. Over a career. In 1983, he had over 24 yards per catch in his final season.
Monster.
This man could outrace everybody. He would say things like, "Oh, coach, I can beat him deep." He would tell Ken Stabler, "Oh, hey man, I can beat him deep." He'd tell him this during the national anthem. The game didn't even start. He's like, "I can beat him deep," and he could. This guy was 150 pounds soaking wet. Would fire down that line. Now, understand, in college, he had a record 100 yards in 10 seconds. What was his 100 meters? What was his 40 like?
No. See, no, you had it right. I wanted to make sure because a lot of people, I want to make sure that you emphasize. And by the way, love you, brother. So when I cut in, it's all out of love. I want you folks to remember the emphasis. This was before the 40 became the extreme. The 100-yard dash was what people used as the tape measure of how fast somebody was, okay? They didn't do 40s back then. They did the 100s. And Clifford Branch, for the rest of the show, we will call him Cliff. But Clifford Branch, okay, ran a 10.0, a 10 flat, 100-yard dash. And that was his personal best. And that was when he was going out for the Olympics. And he had world-class speed. So I want you folks to remember that. And I would be remiss, and I'm gonna say this, Daniel, because I want to make sure that people understand. There was a reason why Mr. Al Davis drafted Cliff Branch, and I'm going to throw another name out there that to totally confuse everybody. Okay. Obviously, Mr. Davis knew that speed and power was what he wanted on his football team. He's from Brooklyn. Yep. He loved the Yankees with their power. He loved the Dodgers with their speed.
Yep.
And in the late 60s, there was a player on the Raiders that was the epitome of speed and power, and that was a gentleman by the name of Warren Wells, number 81. The original 81 that I like to say. He might not have been the first to wear it, but he was the first to wear 81 well. No pun intended.
Hey, real quick, Cap. I don't want to cut you off because I want you to continue. Real quick, man. Shout out to my brother, Scout, man. He's going through some things today, man. He lost a family member that meant something to him, really close. Shout out to you, brother. He said, I needed this today. We are here for you, brother. As always, if you ever need to talk, you already know we are all always there for you, brother. Everybody in the comment section, shout out our brother Scout, man. Let him know that he's in our prayers. Scout, you already know, my brother. We love you to death. Cap, you already know, brother.
Yeah, no, my best to you as well, shipmate. I know that we enjoy things that we have together, so that we can remember the good times and try to get over the bad times. So my best to you,
Yes,
and
sir.
best to
We
you.
celebrate together and we mourn together.
Yes, sir.
That's
Most
right.
But
definitely.
we hang together.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Now,
Go
I'm
ahead, Cap.
gonna go quickly back to Warren Wells. Warren Wells was that guy that when the Mad Bomber was throwing his passes, it was LaMonica to Wells. That was the connection back in the day, was LaMonica to Wells.
Yes.
And that, I mean, when the Raiders needed that quick score, that's where it was. It was LaMonica to Wells. Now, I'm not sure, and I don't really remember. Warren was put in prison for some reason. Again, and that's really immaterial, is that unfortunately he lost some time. He was in prison, okay? And Al Davis, after Warren got out of prison, he went right back to him and he said, hey, he signed him back up, put him in training camp or put him in the camp. But you can tell that prison took something out of him,
Yes.
because Warren Wells was never the same after that. So he Mr. Davis, being the great guy that he was, wanted to pick him back up, put him back on the team. And unfortunately, nothing happened to Warren Wells out of that. And actually, rest in peace to him.
Yes.
He died a couple years ago. But that was the reason why that Al Davis went out and drafted Clifford Branch out of the University of Colorado. So again, I apologize for the segue there, Daniel. Go ahead and take it away, shipmate.
Talk that shit, OG.
Well, no, but Cliff Branch had this gear. This gear nobody else had in the NFL. And we shifted into that gear. You ain't catching him. He knew you weren't going to beat him. And what's funny is everybody was like, this guy's 150 pounds soaking wet. Watch Raider put out a video a few years ago. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing this video. And one of the quotes in the video was John Madden saying, this guy's so skinny, his back pockets are fighting each other when he runs. Okay. That was like, he was skinny. Yeah, he was small, skinny, but you aren't catching him. You were not going to catch him. He had this speed. He had a Bo Jackson gear. When he got that ball, and I'm going to tell you right now, longest run catch in Raiders history. Don't remember the game. I think it was either Green Bay or Redskins. I'm not sure.
Redskins.
Yeah.
The Raiders are on their 1 yard line. Stabler drops back into the end zone, fires one 35 yards to Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch is gone. You are not catching him. He had these afterburners. This guy would leave a vapor trail down the field. And you weren't catching him. And he ran the longest Raiders to this day. Touchdown passes, 99 yards to Cliff Branch.
Addendum. It wasn't Ken Stabler, though. It was Jim Plunkett.
Wasn't Plunkett?
It was Plunkett. And the reason why, and that was a great game, it was in the same year that the Raiders played the Redskins in the Super Bowl. Okay? It was a 99-yard pass. in RFK Stadium in Washington. Okay. And again, Raiders on the 1 yard line, Plunkett goes back to pass, and everything else is about the same. That it was a 99-yarder. But you know, the funny thing is that game, other than that pass, also foreshadowed some of the important things of what was needed in the Super Bowl. Because in that game, the Redskins with Joe Theismann threw a screen pass to Mr. Joe Washington at the end of the first half that went for either it was a super long gain or it went for a touchdown, and the Raiders remembered that. Okay.
Who picked him off? Who picked him off?
No. This was in the Redskin game in Washington.
Right, but
I'll get to that. When Joe Washington got that little screen pass by Theismann, which went for either a large gain or a touchdown, the Raiders remembered that. So in the Super Bowl, remembering that, the defensive coordinator was actually reminded by an attendant. Okay, he was an intern, and he said, "Hey, Coach, remember." It was Charlie Sumner, by the way, who was the defense coordinator. An intern to Charlie Sumner reminded Charlie Sumner. He said, "Hey, remember."
Hey, Cap. Hey, hold on real quick. OG got something to say.
What?
Hey, OG, do you know how fine you are to me? OG out here looking like a superstar, man.
What? That must be my wife talking shit.
You know who it is.
No, but I remember the defender remembered that play.
Yeah. Well, no. The defender didn't remember that play. Charlie Sumner, through his intern, remembered that play, and Matt Millen was replaced in the Super Bowl by the special teamer that was more of a quick reaction gentleman by the name of Mr. Jack Squirek, who got the interception and the same play because they ran the same play, and Squirek jumps out in front of the pass to Joe Washington, gets the touchdown, pick six, and the Super Bowl was dead and gone for the Skins at that point. But that again, I know I'm throwing a bunch out there, but the Washington game where the Raiders actually lost the first Washington game on that night, you know, that still had the 99-yard pass, but that game was important for the Raiders to win the Super Bowl because of some of the foreshadowing that went on in that game.
Here's the thing, man. I'm the storyteller, and I remember some things, and I'm depending on memory. The skipper here knows the stats, and that's a true story, exactly the way he told it. And I'm glad he's here to correct my ass when I kind of mess it up. But true story, Squirek remembered that play too. He even said, "I remember they got us on that one, and I got them back."
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure you guys all subscribe, man, to my brother's channels. Captain Jack Rackham channel be cracking. OG got a new channel, man. The Chronicles of the Blackhole. Make sure you guys subscribe. Also, Dirty Ray, I appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the membership club. I really do appreciate it, King. And also, real fast, shout out to Brent Childs. I appreciate you on the donation, my brother. I love doing these shows, man. I'm just sitting back enjoying the history, man, and my brothers are breaking it down.
Hey, my brothers, let me tell you something. On my channel, I just put out a little preview on our boy.
Mm-hmm. I seen it.
I put out a preview video. It was created by Deadly Pegasus. I'm not taking credit.
Shout out to Deadly, man. Shout out to my brother Deadly, man.
Dude, that video was so badass. If you don't subscribe to my channel, that's fine. I'm cool. Go look at that video.
And OG likes the music a lot. I seen him comment that.
I've watched that video 12 times.
That's how you know. That's how you know I watch everything.
Let me tell you something. He did this video on Cliff Branch, and it says 21 speed kills. Oh my God, this guy is so talented. I'm working with him. I just did a narration piece for a video he's going to put out because he likes my voice. He likes that sound of somebody who gargles with Drano or something. I don't know. But I'm also doing a new video that he's putting together for me, and I'm going to tell you right now, deadly is deadly.
Fire. Hey, real quick, let me ask you this. I want to do this because I want to get a couple questions in tonight. We're going to have the chat talk as well. Shout out to you, Jackie. How you doing, love? The queen is
Hernandez. I love your last name, bro. We got the same last name.
There we go. Shout out to my brother Terrence, always sharing the links. My brother always pulls up. Let me ask you guys this, because we're going to get the comparisons with Henry Ruggs and Clifford Branch all the time. Let's talk about year one, because he didn't have the greatest rookie year.
No. First 2 years, he couldn't catch a cold. Okay. That's according to Phil Villapiano. And it's true. You look at his stats, he couldn't catch. Then he started working on his hands. Him and Tom Flores working on his hands. And then he got scary. Defenses were terrified of this man. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers coverage were terrified of him. They were giving him 13 yards padding. It didn't matter.
And he would still beat the coverage.
He's going to blow by you.
Yep.
He was that fast. Now, I'll give you a difference. Henry Ruggs. He's that fast. But Henry Ruggs can catch. Henry Ruggs is going to be... Al Davis spent his whole life looking for the next Cliff Branch. Henry Ruggs is going to surpass him. I honestly think so. And don't get me wrong, I love old school, if you could tell. Henry Ruggs is going to be better than old school.
And on that thought, I want you guys to remember this as well. Remember, we went from Warren Wells to Cliff Branch, and Al Davis was always looking for the next Cliff Branch. He brought in all of these speedsters to try to take that spot. Wait, not even before that guy. Before that guy.
James Jett, Darius Bay, all these guys.
No. Motherfucker.
That's it.
Motherfucker, let me talk that motherfucking shit. Okay?
Watch your fucking language.
Both of you guys are fucking tripping, okay?
Before those guys.
I'm getting a drink.
Before those guys, he went through a gamut of people to try to take that role. He went and got Willie Gall from the Bears.
Yeah.
He went and signed.
That was my boy.
Yeah, and Willie was awesome.
That was one of my favorite wide receivers growing up.
He went and signed Swerve and Mervyn Fernandez from the Canadian Football League. Because and great guy, by the way, and Mervyn was in the predication up to what we were looking for. Mervyn came closest to that. Okay, there were always people that was right. The Rocket. Okay, there were always people to try to fill that role. The one, like I said, that almost everybody knows is obviously James Jett. And James Jett, what probably had the longest career of any of the Cliff Branch wannabes, he never really panned into that. But James was good for that, bomb every now and again. I even remember the game where the Raiders won. I think it was 10-9. They were getting beat by the Garglers 9-3. And the quarterback just could not get anything done. And Wade Wilson, there's a name from the past. Wade Wilson came into the game and threw a bomb to James Jett. The Raiders win 10-9. I think it was a Monday night game as well. So again, James was the man that kind of assumed that role. But remember, the Raiders have always been looking for that next guy. Tim Brown was obviously the greatest of all of the receivers to come afterwards. But as Daniel was saying, okay, Henry Ruggs is awesome. And for all of you people that have to eat shit from Bronco fans. Tell those fucking donkeys all you need to know about this. Well, we picked up Jerry Jeudy, and he was a better receiver. Jerry Jeudy drops the fucking ball too much.
Jerry Jeudy does them stupid footwork videos. It's like, that's impressive. With fucking hands, bro. That will run great patterns, but you got cinder blocks for hands, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't matter. The fact is that in Alabama, Henry Ruggs didn't drop anything in Alabama. Jeudy dropped a shit ton of balls.
Amari did too.
And right. And that is why when the Raiders wanted to get that receiver, they picked Jeudy because of Judy's speed and the fact that Jeudy catches the ball.
Henry Ruggs.
Judy's patterns.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, he's got great footwork.
They didn't pick
Motherfucking hands don't work worth a shit. And here's the thing, Henry Ruggs. Oh, I'm going to get this ball off your fucking helmet, Chief Blair. Bam!
Talk that shit, OG. Let's go. So you
Jerry, let's just put it this way.
You guys see a similarity. You see
Henry? No. Henry Ruggs will be better.
Well, between Ruggs, he's talking similarities between Ruggs and Brand. Ruggs is actually a lot. He's a bigger guy because, like I said, Cliff Branch was very slight. Ruggs is a lot taller, and he's thicker. Even though he's skinny, he's still a thicker body type than Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch, like you said, Cliff had no ass, which is why Al was talking about. Which is why he said that when he's receiving.
Before saying it was cool, it was not an accident.
Yeah, no ass, but you know what? He could run.
No, but I'm going to tell you right now, Cliff Branch. I love Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch died 2 years ago. Yeah. Should have been in the Hall of Fame 10 years ago. Okay, easily. And I don't think the NFL respected him. Is Henry Ruggs going to be better than Cliff Branch? I think he will. I think he's muscled up more. He's fast. I'm never going to say faster. Because when you run a 4.040, and that's pretty much what he did, speed kills. 2-1, baby.
Hey,
I think Ruggs will be a better receiver.
I love it. And if he is.
And I don't love that. I don't like that. I'm old school. I like the old school guys.
Yeah, but you got to remember, though, that Cliff Branch was a great receiver in an era when the pass was not as prevalent, and the defensive backs can literally whoop your ass the entire time down the field. That nowadays the receivers have that cushion. They can't molest you beyond that 10 yards. Yes. And so the receivers nowadays are going to be that much better anyway, because Cliff had to fight for everything that he had, being the small package that he is, and he would still get past
yards. Cliff Branch was already behind your ass.
I get it, but I'm still saying that the receivers back then, in the old school days, the rules weren't made for them to receive the ball. The offensive rules nowadays are so prevalent to help out a receiver. In the 70s, that didn't happen.
But who invented that? Willie Brown.
Well, Willie he didn't invent it, but Willie
was invented by Willie Brown.
Willie was the architect of the bump and run, but it was the Raiders as a whole.
Hey, real quick. Dirty, shout out to Dirty Raider. He's a new guy to the channel. He just became a member. We're gonna save this question for last because we talked about it before. But for those who don't know, we're going to ask OG and Cap why you chose the Raiders as your.
Let's do this now.
No. I want to do it at the end because a good segue here, and we set it up for it, is the fact that Cliff Branch is not in the Hall of Fame, and there are, I don't want to call them turds, although I personally think that Lynn Swann is a turd. I personally do think that Lynn Swann is a turd. But the fact is that Cliff Branch should be in the Hall of Fame, and there are people in the Hall of Fame that if you look at the stats of a person of that era, there's no reason why Cliff Branch is not in the Hall of Fame. And
they were not as good as him.
I get that, and that's why the one that I'm going to throw out is the big turd himself, Lynn Swann. Okay, because Lynn's
pretty catches.
Well,
you know, princess.
Yeah, well, Lynn is a. Never mind. I won't say that because I don't want to upset other people about other comments.
Fucking Steelers fans.
No. It was another thing. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to give it from Pro Football Focus, and then we'll go back into other things. From Pro Football Focus, okay, a comparison of Lynn Swann to Cliff Branch, okay? And these are just pure numbers, okay? Lynn Swann had less games. I get it, 116 games to Cliff Branch. Let's see, Cliff's games, he had 183 games, so I figured about 70 more games, okay? The important things are this, okay? Receiving yards for Lynn Swann, 5,462. Receiving Cliff Branch, 8,685. Okay. More touchdowns from Cliff Branch, 67 touchdowns to 51 touchdowns. Okay. And the other things are obviously a larger receiving number, which we've already gone over. His average, Swann's average was 16.3. Cliff's average was 17.3. Less amount of years, more time for Clifford Branch, and the big thing is this. And this, I'm going off the Wikipedia page. The only thing, NFL-wise, the only thing that Lynn Swann has that Cliff doesn't is one more Super Bowl and an NFL Man of the Year. And that's it.
Cliff, does Swann have a Super Bowl MVP? Because Cliff Branch does.
Actually, no, he doesn't. Cliff was a Super Bowl MVP. Blitnikoff was, Plunkett was, and Marcus Allen was.
But does Lynn Swann have it?
Yes, Lynn Swann had a Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 10. And it was basically because of that falling down flop catch. That was his pedigree as to why everybody remembers Lynn Swann. Still,
that was a better. Okay, you're going to play a Super Bowl. Both of them in their prime. Who are you taking?
Let me see. Can I answer that by saying, what the fuck do you think I'm going to do? Is I'm taking Cliff Branch 8 days a week.
Clay speed kills. And if you look at if you look at the highlight tapes, dude, this dude was scary. When you got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing 13 yards off from him, they ain't going to try to play bump and run on him. They're scared of his ass. And he still blows by them. You got a 13-yard advantage and you get burned?
Yeah.
That's a bad motherfucker.
Talk that shit, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Like I said before, man, shout out to Terrence. He's out here putting everybody's links up in the comment section, man. Go follow Captain Jack. Also, go follow OG. This show will eventually go over to their channels, and I'm still going to be a part of it as well.
After you do the Al Davis show.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm waiting on that one. And everybody's asking for the they're asking for a bunch of other shows as well, but we're not going to talk about it. We'll talk about.
We're going to do a ton of shows.
Yeah, but we're going to pick somebody. Everybody. We're going to pick somebody like we always do at the end of the show. We're going to say, you know what? Let's go with so-and-so. And then 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about that person. So that's what we're doing.
Dude, we got a bajillion guys to talk about.
There we go. Raider Ruckus, what's up, fam? Shout to BS as well. Raider Way says nothing like the 70s Raiders. That's facts. Robert Pena, my brother, man. But y'all go ahead and talk your shit.
I was going to say, and I want to bring up those 70s Raiders because I actually read a decent article when I was going through some of the highlights for Cliff Branch. And there's a reason why. And this kind of goes without saying that the Raiders of the 1970s are very, very involved in the Hall of Fame as far as that there are so many players of the Raiders teams in the 1970s, and there are more Raiders of the 1970s that are in the Hall of Fame than there are Steelers. And this one guy was saying, if you look at it just by numbers, there's really obviously that Cliff Branch needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And he said that's for sure. And what this guy said, and of course, and I had to see where he was from. He was from Pittsburgh, which I know. So you always have to look at the slant of what the writer is saying. And his slant was there were more Raiders in the Hall of Fame from the 1970s than there were Steelers, and the Steelers won more Super Bowls in the 70s than the Raiders did. It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. You go by what the team did, and the Raiders team was a better team. It was that they always lost by hook or by crook because they got screwed a lot of times. Yes. They always lost to the best teams in the NFL. They lost to Don Shula's teams, which were the best teams in the early 70s, and they lost to the Noel Steelers a lot of times. But the Raiders were always in the AFC. I think they had like 7 straight years where they were always in the AFC Championship game. So the Steelers weren't always in the AFC Championship game because, remember, they came after the Dolphins. So, again, the guy makes a point about, well, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Fuck you. The Raiders were a better team in the 1970s.
Yeah,
they just unfortunately didn't get the Super Bowl.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick, Cap. Okay, outside of him being a Raider and very, very close to Al Davis, is there another reason that you can blackball Clifford Branch from the Hall of Fame? Is there another reason outside of those 2 reasons that they need in order to say Clifford Branch should not be in the Hall of Fame?
No, not. There's really nothing. There's really nothing that I can think of. But Dirty gives a good point. One of the reasons why Swann is in the Hall of Fame is because Swann became a TV personality and was on the Superstars and all those things like that. He was more media friendly, but he was more, and it's weird to say this, where Pittsburgh is more of a media hub than Oakland. I mean, it's strange to say that, but Pittsburgh would get more of those folks in there because of those teams. And so after his years, Swann made the move from being in the pros to the TV circuit, and that's what got him in. Because, again, I always compare Cliff Branch to Lynn Swann, and there is no comparison because Cliff Branch is a better receiver than Lynn Swann, period.
I like what DeMarcus said.
Davis beat the NFL's ass in a goddamn lawsuit, and ever since then, the media, the refs, and the NFL have been against us.
Fact.
Period.
Hey,
Point blank, period.
Shout out to DeMarcus real quick because I like what he said. He said, I think the Vegas element and promo push will get Branch in the Hall. Flores getting in rights 1 of 2 wrongs. Hashtag Cliff Branch Hall of Fame.
There's more wrongs than that, bro.
No, it's a lot of them.
Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, and Fran Tarkenton are in the Hall of Fame, and none of those motherfuckers won a Super Bowl. But Jim Plunkett won 2. He ain't in. Fuck the NFL and the goddamn Hall of Fame.
Talk that shit. That's real Raider history right there when he says, fuck everything. Fuck. Talk.
Do not come at me. These motherfuckers hate us. You're a Raiders fan, accept that. They hate us.
Hey, Kenna, real quick. Hey, man, send me an email, brother. I would love to have you on. I know you're an OG as well. You grew up.
Yeah, that'd be
from
cool as
Sacramento.
shit.
Man, send your email and come talk with us, man, because it makes the conversation even more in depth when we have more of us that are really that involved in this.
I'd love to have Jack Kenna. I'd love to have
Dick
Vital.
Vitale, yeah.
Dick Vitale on. Shit.
Most definitely. Shout to you, brother. He said any 3 wide receivers in Raiders history in the Super Bowl team, me, Tim Brown, Biletnikoff, Branch. 1976, best ever. When NFL plays match up with that 76 wins. Hold on. He finished it over here. Hold on.
Yeah, they did a poll before, and the 1976 Raiders were selected as the best NFL team ever, and that was the one that only had the one loss.
We had 13-1. We lost to the Patriots that year, and then in the first round of playoffs, beat the dog shit out of them.
No, we did not. We did not beat the dog shit out of them. We beat them, but
we beat them, and we won everything.
Right, but I have to.
Hold on, Cap.
Stop
doing that, Cap. Stop doing that. Look, if we beat the Patriots, even if we beat them by 1, we beat the shit out of them motherfuckers.
Okay? That's what I was going to say. I said score-wise, it was a very tight game.
Okay.
We beat them physically. We did beat them up physically, but I was going to say I'm just saying score-wise, it was. I'm a realist. I'm an analyst. I want to make sure.
Visual punishment.
Talk.
We beat them up.
We beat them. We beat them. But see, I want to make sure that we are giving a proper view. I'm not trying to poo-poo anything. I'm just being real. I'm being real.
We physically smacked the shit out of them.
Yes.
There we go. Hey, shout out to everybody coming over right now for my brother Honcho's live. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure to wipe them feet. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to both of my brothers' channels, Captain Jack Rackham and the Chronicles of the Black Hole. Both of my brothers have fire.
You and your wife picked that name out. I love it.
I love it.
And your wife said she loved it. I was like, yeah, okay.
And Tip told me, she said that was the best name that you guys could have had for that.
Hey, man, I love it. It's Chronicles of the Black Hole.
Hey, my father-in-law is an old school Raider fan too. Grew up diehard. And when I
bring his ass on.
Hey, man, he's on the road right now. For those who don't know, he's on the road like 365 days a year type shit. Like it's only like it's crazy. He's Kevin Hart's bodyguard, so he's always gone all the time. But I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna get my pops on, man. I'm gonna get him on one of these days.
Well, good, because I want to see Kevin Hart, because both Kevin Hart and I are from Philly, so we'll get along very well.
I've met Kevin multiple times. He's called me and my wife on our wedding day and said, congratulations. Kevin is a good guy. I promise. And this is not no flex. Kevin really is a good dude. Like, for real.
Yes,
really
he is. He is. Yeah. He's a good guy.
Shout out to Philly. Let me see. Ran out of space. Best 3 wide receivers you would want on the Super Bowl team. 1975 was the one lost team, if I recall correctly.
I would want Cliff Branch, Tim Brown, and Jerry Rice.
Okay.
I can't
cover that shit.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And the thing, obviously, I would obviously go Tim. You got to go Jerry Rice because he's the GOAT. But as far as, like I said, it's a toss up between Cliff and Freddie B. It's a toss up because they're 2 different receivers. But remember, when you wanted that first down, Fred Biletnikoff always got you that first down. And that's one of the reasons why Fred Biletnikoff is in the Hall of Fame.
Tim Brown.
It's kind of like our Biletnikoff reminds me of Renfro.
Okay.
Clutch as fuck.
I like that.
But
I'm biased as shit. Tim Brown. I'm just
Jim
biased.
Brown, Jerry Rice.
Yes,
And I love Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch.
But we can say that you can put Freddie B in there and say that's the best 4 receivers we ever had.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are the best 4 receivers the NFL ever got blessed to see.
Yeah, no, for sure. So okay, I mean, either way, you could go Freddie B and mix him in with somebody else. It doesn't matter. Either way, those are our 4 best wide receivers that we ever had.
Yeah, and again, I have to, like I said, I just got to say, yeah, I like Cliff as well. But if I have to pick one over the other, I would pick Freddie Biletnikoff.
Okay. Hey, OG, see, this is the thing I love because we're mixing the old with the new. So right now we're saying Freddie Biletnikoff, Hunter Renfrow,
right?
Clifford Branch.
Henry
Ruggs.
Like, this is the
Except
great.
for Henry Ruggs is a little bit better, and I'm not gonna. I hate
What about
saying
Casper?
that.
What about Casper?
And Waller? Well, actually, if we're gonna go tight end, I gotta say both Todd Christensen.
Oh, yeah.
Todd Christensen and also
I still like Casper better.
Well, Casper has all the memorable catches, but Christensen led the league in catches.
Yes, he did.
Okay. How often do you have a tight end lead the league in catches? Todd Christensen. Okay.
Hey, Travis Kelce right now.
Right. But if we're also going to go, but he's still not, in my estimation, the best Raiders tight end was Raymond Chester.
Okay. I like that too. I still think that Waller will end up being our best tight end of all time, though.
Yeah, because
that's the way he disappear in coverage. Okay, the ghost. He could disappear in coverage. I'll take Waller over anybody.
Right, because the way that the rules are nowadays, you have a big, tall receiver that can that is faster than all of these guys. And of course, you're gonna just and again, Waller should be the best tight end in the NFL this year. I don't care what your fucking
but DBs and linebackers can't cover Waller. Okay, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Casper. He can disappear in coverage and then pop up and boom. Where the hell did he come from? If you look at the tape, he came out of nowhere. Okay.
I still like
your boy was a big body badass. But I'm going to tell you right now, Waller, I'll take Waller over him because I'm going to tell you right now, he's the best damn tight end we've ever had.
I believe
he's new school. He's not old school. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love the old school.
Right.
But guys like Waller, Renfrow, Ruggs, I got more faith in them than some of the old school guys. And that is contradictory to what I believe in normally, but I'm watching them going, these guys are badass.
Well, see,
we are better than that 76 Raiders team.
Real quick, Cat. Hold that thought real fast, brother. Shout out to John Buddy Irvin. He said, been a Raiders fan since the 80s. I even bought a Las Vegas brick going to the stadium. Appreciate you, brother, on a donation.
Nice.
Thank you for the comment, King. Go ahead, brother. And Jack Kennedy says Waller, Casper, Christensen, Chester.
Yeah, that's a good list right there, Jack. Like I said, Raymond Chester doesn't get a lot of love. I would say my list is obviously I would go Christensen, and I would rank Casper, then Chester, and only because Waller is so young, he's number 4, but he's going to ascend that list because he's going to have so many catches. And, hopefully with that longer career, eventually he's going to be that guy.
Raider Twine.
I think Waller is that guy. I think Waller is going to be the best of the best on our list. I honestly believe that.
Shout out to Raider Twine real quick. I love you, brother. I appreciate the donation, man. He said, what about Zach Miller? I'm going to be honest. Zach Miller's not even a top 10 tight end of the Raiders. We had a couple of years with him. But yeah, and he did play with some bad quarterbacks, but nah. Shout out to you though, my brother. And real quick, man, Dustin just dropped a dub on us, man. He said, this is for the #1 Raiders Live and always keeping it real, bro. Keep up the great work, bro. Raider Nation for life, baby. And Dustin is going to keep saying this. Malcolm Kuhn's 10+ sacks, baby. Waller is the greatest Raider tight end ever. And that's big because we have legends.
He will be.
For 2 seasons. That's crazy. That is
crazy. Will be.
He will be eventually.
For a while, but somebody will break that.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother Dustin, man. Thank you, brother. As always, love you to death, King. I need to get you on another live here soon.
Hey, how many kickers and how many punters are in the Hall of Fame right now?
Jan Stenerud is the only kicker in the Hall of Fame, and Ray Guy is, I would say pure kickers, okay? Jan Stenerud is the only pure kicker in the Hall of Fame, and Ray Guy is the only pure punter in the Hall of Fame because Lou the Toe Groza is in the Hall of Fame. George Blanda is in the Hall of Fame, but these guys were kickers that did other things. There's only one true kicker and one true punter.
Who's the next kicker in the Hall of Fame?
I know what you want to say, but I don't think he's going to make it.
If Janikowski don't get in the Hall of Fame, something's wrong.
Well, let me tell you this: if Cliff Branch can't get in, Bass ain't getting in.
Yeah, and see that's what I'm saying. You look, I mean, Janikowski is the Raiders record holder for points, but you know what? Up until people forget that George Blanda was the all-time NFL record holder for points until Walter Payton passed him. He had more points than anybody, and then he's been passed because it is such an offensive league. Janikowski is a great kicker, but if you look at other kickers, no. Janikowski.
Whoa. The last 2 years.
Look at
Janikowski's career.
Look at other
Every
kickers.
time he kicked a 50+, he broke Janikowski's record. He's the greatest kicker of all time.
No. Janikowski is a fantastic kicker, but if you look at kickers that he is up against, he's not better than that.
Let me tell you something real quick.
He's tied for the #1 longest kick.
OG. I love Bass. I love Bass to death. He won't even be the best number 11 to play for the Raiders. I'm telling you this now. Bass played for some bad teams, man. We could not score in the red zone. He had to score. He was our only guy that could score. And I love Bass. I'm a huge Sebastian Janikowski fan. But he missed a lot of big kicks as well. He had a big leg and missed a lot of kicks.
Okay. Well, the next time a kicker gets put in, we're going to have this conversation again.
See, we're not going to have the conversation because there's not going to be another kicker put in for quite a while. Okay.
Yes.
And see, thank you, Dick Vitale. If they're going to put a kicker in, it's going to be Adam Vinatieri because of the amount of stats, the points, and the fact that he has all those Super Bowls and the memories. If there's going to be a kicker put in, thank you, Dick Vitale, it's going to be Adam Vinatieri.
It's a difference. It's a difference between
a kicker missing half a foot playing for the New Orleans Saints who's in.
No. He's talking about Tom Dempsey, and Tom Dempsey is not in the Hall of Fame. Tom Dempsey had a half a foot on his right foot, and it was like a stub. And actually, in the front of it was a leaded portion, and that's what he kicked the ball for the 63-yard field goal in Rice Stadium for the Saints. And Dempsey also played for the Eagles after that, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. He had the record for the longest field goal at that time, okay? But he was deformed as a kid. He also had like half of his arm was cut off at the elbow. But he's not in the Hall of Fame there, shipmate. He just had the record.
Well,
I think OG is going for Bass that much because Bass used to smoke them same cigarettes before the games. And and drink that same shit that he's putting in his mouth right now. So that's why he's going for Bass.
No, and I said I like Janikowski, but
I do too.
I love Janikowski.
If you look at kickers, the one that's going to get into the Hall of Fame that has the best chance is Adam Vinatieri, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
So did Al Davis waste a first-round pick on Janikowski?
No, he did not, because Janikowski has the record for most points by a Raider. There were games where Janikowski was the only reason why we won.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on. It wasn't Janikowski's fault. They didn't build a team around him. We couldn't keep a coach for more than 2 years.
Who the hell builds a team around a kicker?
All I mean is the team in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had no quarterback. We had Sebastian Janikowski.
Yes.
We had no quarterback. Like, our defenses were usually suspect as hell. I mean, look, we had really, really bad teams. It was bad. It was so bad that when I used to go travel, and I'd be like, Janikowski's our best player.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Here's what's bad. The Raiders dropped off in the penalties for a while. Janikowski was the guy who was arrested for fighting with the Dallas cops. Al Davis had to save him.
That's the reason I moved to Dallas,
being deported. Okay? This was our baddest motherfucker for years. This was the toughest Raider. He's our kicker. That's sad.
Oh, hold on. Let me ask y'all this real quick, because we're getting off this subject.
Yeah.
We do this every 2 weeks. I got to ask you guys, since we're talking about Clifford Branch, Mr. Speed Kills, we're going to start with Cap. What is your favorite moment from Clifford Branch?
Oh.
No, just one. You can't go three.
2 touchdowns against the Philadelphia Eagles.
No. OG, stop. Cap, one.
I would have to say the record. You know, that the one touchdown, and the reason why it's important to me is because, remember, this was in 1983. This was at the advanced age of his career. He was not a rookie, and he still, you know, granted, it wasn't a fly pattern that won the 99 yards. It was a 35-yard pass that he just kept running. But the fact is that as an older player at the time, that has got to be my memory of Cliff Branch, and he did that as an older player. And again, him as well as the guy that played for the Redskins as a defender that was so fast for all these years, kept that speed up for so many years. So are we
talking about Darryl Green?
Darryl Green, thank you. I was fumbling for his name. When you keep that speed up when you're at the advanced age and you're still beating kids, that tells me a lot. But so again, Cliff Branch's 99-yarder was always a thing of beauty, because there was always those times it was like it was a bomb, and it's like, so that's all you remember is this Cliff beating everybody, and he had the nice over-the-shoulder catches. But remember, just like we said, it took him 2 years because he couldn't catch a cold his first 2 years.
Yeah. Go ahead, OG.
The same exact memory, same exact play. So I'm gonna have to go for number 2.
Okay.
Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 long-ass bombs, one for 64 yards. I really wanted to go with what Captain said, but he already said it.
I apologize.
No.
Well, no, that's the clear one. That's clear.
Cliff Branch was a human highlight reel.
And I was going to say that the one in the Super Bowl where he actually reached back behind him to bring the ball in for a touchdown was going to be my number 2. So we had the same plays in mind.
And then there was that play where he made against Green Bay where he grabbed the ball, fell to the ground, diving catch, got up. 2 Green Bay defenders missed the tackle on him and he took off and still fucking burned them and got that touchdown.
Oh,
it's like Cliff Branch didn't. Everything he did was highlight.
Show that jersey.
Yeah, it's 77 Alzado.
Yes, sir.
Alzado, baby.
Watts says Cliff Branch juked the shit out the Eagles and scored. Yep.
Oh, but that juke against the Saints, where he burned them down the sideline. He juked 2 Saints to collide, went down the sideline. He got hit. There was a good block hit for him by number 22, and he flew past them. And there was nothing you could do about it. He had that extra gear like Bo Jackson, and you were never going to catch his ass.
Wasn't that the game that the Raiders were actually losing on Monday night? And
yeah.
And Stabler had an amazing comeback.
35-14, and they came back and won 42-35. The Raiders busted them up, utilizing Cliff Branch.
Yeah, Kojo, that's what I said. The 99-yard against the Redskins was my number 1 play.
Yeah, and that was my number 1, but I couldn't use it after Jack said it.
He said, whoop Archie Manning's ass.
Yep. We smoked them fuckers. We were down 35-14, came back, just unleashed Cliff Branch.
Mile High said, only time the University of Colorado track was relevant was with Branch.
Yep. He still has that indoor record there.
Shout out to Aaron Crocker, man. I appreciate you, brother. My boy went and grabbed one of those Oak Las Vegas hoodies, man. I appreciate you, brother.
By the way, do you know where Aaron's from? He's from Australia.
Who?
Aaron Crocker.
Aaron Crocker.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
He's an Aussie.
Okay, we're going to do this real quick before I ask the next question. Raider Ray says, Captain, who's your favorite player of all time? Wow. And OG.
See, I'm going to say this. Wayne and I'm going to name drop because I was with Violator during the Super Bowl. Okay. There was a gentleman we walked in when it was with Wayne, a big tall guy, and he goes up, he said, Raider fans. Oh, yeah. I said, who's your favorite Raider of all time?
He told me this story.
Yes.
Oh,
he said, who's your favorite? Because I was there with him because we were both.
Okay, I didn't know that, but he told me this story.
Yeah.
On the live. Yeah.
And it's like, and we're going to, I say the same thing that Wayne did.
Okay.
Because you can't really say, well, my favorite Raider is, because there's so many over the years. You go by like decades and offense and defense. It's like, I can't peg a one. I'm sorry. I can't peg one Raiders. And that's not a cop-out because I can say, well, once you say one guy, you say, well, what about this guy? Or, well, that's a defensive guy. What about an offensive guy? Or, you're the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And people forget the 60s. And, so that's why I said, I can't, I'm sorry, partner. I can't give you one. My room is full of all the different Raider. There's Todd Christensen. There's the Howie Long. There's the Rich Gannon and the Jim Otto and all the other things and the Tim Browns over there. My room is full of Raiders because I can't, it's just like, you can't eat just one potato chip. You just can't say who my favorite Raider is. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I can.
Timmy.
I can. My favorite Raider of all time was Lyle Alzado. I want Rage Unleashed. We were Rage Unleashed. This man had nothing but anger, fight, hatred. He'll punch you in the gut, punch you in the mouth. Didn't care. new rules are made because he rip off your helmet and throw it at you. My favorite Raider of all time was Lyle Alzado, and I got to spend time hanging out with him for a little bit. It's not like we became best friends. I was in his bar. Nobody else was bartending except for him, and we got to sit and have a talk. I loved Lyle Alzado.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. I've been waiting for this show to do this. So I have this picture. Shout out to my brother. He got me this for my birthday. It's a picture with a bunch of different cars, Raiders of all time greats, right? So I'm gonna shoot up a couple names, and you tell me if they're top 10 or top 15 Raiders in your eyes. Are they top 10 or top 15? I mean, some of them are clear. You're gonna be like, okay, cool. But you know what? We're not gonna do top 15. We'll say top 5 and top 10. Is there anybody that is on this list? You're like, we have some other guys, because I'm not gonna lie, there's some other guys where it's like we can push some of these guys off. We're gonna start with the Snake, Kenny Stabler.
Top 3.
Huh?
Top 3.
Top 3? Okay. Cap.
Yeah, I would say top 5.
Top 5? Okay. And mind you, this we're missing a lot of people. We're missing Otto. We're missing a lot of guys on this, but we're gonna talk about it. Okay, this guy right here, we can't really. He could have been a top player of all time. Bo Jackson.
As soon as you said that,
top what?
Top. Greatest athletes of all time. No, top 2 behind Jim Thorpe.
But where do you rate him in Raiders? Is it top 10, top 20?
Top 1.
Holy shit.
Jim Thorpe
Thank you.
Doesn't matter. He was so athletic, you couldn't stop him. If he hadn't gotten injured, he was the best of the best.
And if my grandmother had a set of balls, she'd be my grandfather. You can't say, well, this or that. I agree that Bo Jackson would have probably been the greatest football player ever had he not been injured. But if you're talking,
he was the second best athlete of all time behind Jim Thorpe.
And it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to showcase that to everybody. It was unfortunate.
He was a guaranteed touchdown in every fucking game. And anybody who went up against him, like Bosworth, got smacked in the mouth.
Yes.
Bo Jackson was top.
We're all going to be far apart on that one. I agree with Cap. I feel like Bo Jackson could have been the top player of all time, but he didn't play enough. All right, look.
You guys are dicks.
I'm a realist, but I'm a dick. Okay. Here, wait. Let me look like a dick then. There. I look like a dick. There you go. Okay.
I'm gonna start with OG. Tim Brown. Top what?
3.
Top 3?
Top 5.
Top 5.
I want to make sure I have some room when because I've already used 2 top 5s.
Oh, stop being safe.
I'm not being safe. Fuck you, asshole. I'm being symmetrical.
Yes, Flint Petty Officer.
I got my
bonus. Petty Officer.
Right here. Let me ask you a question.
He's my number 1, but okay. Biletnikoff. Where does Biletnikoff go?
See, that's why you have to leave room for Fred.
Top 5. Top 10. Somewhere in there.
Okay, remember that Otto, but we got
Otto is in my top 5 as well.
Top 5.
Okay. He's not in here though. He's not on it.
I know. So I've used 4. Okay. I have Kenny. I have Biletnikoff. I have who else was it that I use? Kenny,
Tim Brown.
Tim Brown at 3, and then Otto. That's 4. So I've used 4 of the top 5.
You put Stabler in top 5 too, right?
Yeah, Kenny.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Howie Long. Where does he go?
Oh, Howie. As far as overall Raider or defensive
Overall
lineman?
Raider. Where does he go? Is he top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20,
Top 6.
top 3?
Top 6.
Yeah, he's just outside of the top 5 because I want there's
Top
somebody
6.
there's somebody that I got to put there but I can't put Howie there, and I love Howie.
Okay.
And that's number 32.
That's the next one. Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Top 5.
Where does he go? Where does he go?
Oh shit.
He's my last of the top 5.
Okay.
Top 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
Marcus running through the night, baby.
He only played a few years with us.
And that is why Jerry Rice is not in the top 5 because and actually, to be honest, Jerry Rice is probably not even top 10. He's probably top. Thank you. Yeah. He's top 20, but he's not top 10.
Top 5 of all time. Top 5 of all time. Top 20 Raider.
Thank you.
Top 15 Raider.
Okay. Even that. I'm good with that. Okay.
I'm being broad. I'm not going to fucking candy ass it like that motherfucker says, but there's a lot of guys there. I'm going to say top 20.
Okay. Hey, all right, one more. You know what? There's one more here, but I'm going to name a few more. Okay, this is the last one on here. Jim Plunkett.
Jim is probably like he's definitely top 10 because I've used my top 5. Howie was like number 6. Jim is like right there. So
Jim's number 7.
Yeah.
Number 7? Okay. So where does Tatum go?
Ooh, I fucked up.
See, that's why. So I got your
Well, you gotta slow down, Grasshopper.
Yeah, motherfucker. See, you gotta think.
Jack. Everybody top 4 and down shifts down 1. Put Tatum at 4.
Now, see, Jack Tatum was a fantastic player.
Otto has to be in all of our top 5.
Right. So to me, Jack Tatum might, depending upon how much I got, Tatum might not make 10.
I'll shift Otto down and put Tatum in his place.
Because you got to remember that Mike Haynes isn't listed yet.
Lester Hayes.
And Haynes. And
Tatum Atkinson.
Yeah, and then like I said, but remember, Christensen is top 10. And we haven't even talked about top. Yes.
You guys have not mentioned Art Shell at all.
Well, it's unfortunate because
damn man,
let's
do top 20 and let's start this shit over.
Because I would put Gene Upshaw over Shell.
Kenneth says Otto, Tim Brown, Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Howie Long. I like that list too.
Damn man, that's hard, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now.
But I'm the candy ass because I'm actually trying to think of these things.
Hold on, let me ask you.
No, you fucked up on Bo Jackson, bro.
Real quick. Where does Charles Woodson go? Where does Seawood go?
See, Seawood to me is top 10. You got to give top 10 with Seawood.
Okay.
You got to make room for Seawood top 10.
I mean, but he can make a case for best cornerback of all time.
He ain't Willie Brown. Sorry.
We haven't even got to Willie.
We haven't even put Willie in there, and Willie's got to be in there. That's why.
Our top 50. You need to do this in the top 50 format.
No, you're proving my point. You're proving my point as to why I can't pick my favorite Raider because there are so many great Raiders.
There's too many great Raiders.
I forgot about that guy. You can't do it. You can't say
there's too many damn great Raiders.
OG, where do you put Cools at?
Who?
Cools.
He needs to prove himself.
No, but Cools at motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Cools?
No, Matuzak.
Oh, Matuzak. Look, I love Matuzak.
I've been drinking too.
He's not on that list.
But remember, if we're going to go there, I always say that my boy Greg Townsend is forgotten.
On the defensive line, he was number 1.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So here's the problem. You need to change this to top 50 Raiders.
He still hit 17 sacks in 1 year, right?
I believe so. He has the record for the Raiders.
Okay.
And he
On
has
the D line, he's number one. Fuck Howie. Fuck
Hold on.
Alzado, and I love
Cap,
Alzado.
real quick, let me ask OG this, since he's so on him. Where do you put Sebastian Janikowski at?
Oh, he's number one. He's number one. Oh my
Top
God.
50. Top 50. Top 50. Piss off, you old bastard.
Rock says, what about Ted Hendricks?
Thank you. And Ted Hendricks not only has the 3 Super Bowls with the Raiders, he's got 1 with the Colts, so he's got 4 Super Bowl rings, and is probably one of the greatest guys you can actually know personally.
The mad stork. I see. Here's the problem. You need to change this to a top 50 list, bro.
I don't have to do shit. You fucking up everything.
If you take the greatest Raiders of all time, we need at least 50 to play with.
Well, look, hey, that, you know, the cool thing is, this is how great of a franchise we have. We could be the fucking Chargers and be like, we have a top 5 and that's it. You know what I mean?
We can be the Chargers and go, we got no fucking fans.
It's like Damian Tomlinson and Junior Seau, and other than that, we don't really have shit. Like
Lance Allworth.
we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
I'm just gonna say I can actually give you 5 that are worth a salt.
I can think of probably 10, but we're not gonna do it because I can't stand the motherfuckers. So.
Oh, I can't stand them either. But remember, who put Lance Allworth in the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Mr. Al Davis.
Oh shit. See, this is why I love being here and learning that type of shit.
Yeah.
Everybody else says Tom Flores as well. Knock on wood if you with me.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on. So if there's a Mount Rushmore, okay?
Yeah, we did this too.
Because I've never done it. I want to hear y'all's, because is John Madden anywhere around there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
John,
I love it because he's on mine.
Yeah, John and Al are 1 and 2.
Okay.
John L. Tom Flores, and Al Cosell.
Shit.
I would actually put the gentleman that's in the Hall of Fame for the Raiders. It was our general manager for so many years, and whose name is
yeah.
Those are my 4.
Okay.
My 4 are Al Davis, John Madden, Tom Flores, and Al Cosell, who was the owner before Al Davis became the managing general partner.
He wasn't an owner though. He was his like right-hand man.
Yeah, but
Ron Wolf.
We had a lot of greatness in there.
Those are my 4. Ron Wolf. You know, Al Cosell was a fantastic. He was the henchman that Al would always use. Al Cosell was like the what is it? The chief of staff of the White House. Okay, he was that important. But Ron Wolf is definitely that's my top 4 right there. Is obviously Mr. Al Davis, the patriarch, John Madden, Tom Flores, and then Mr. Ron Wolf.
Okay. And I like that because we didn't really, Flores played, but we didn't really name any players. It was just really all the guys that really turned this franchise into what it is.
Yeah, but Tom Flores was the first Latino quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tom Flores was the first Latino coach in the NFL. Tom Flores was the first Latino head coach in the NFL. And Tom Flores was the first Latino coach to win 2 Super Bowls. I got it. Like, Tom Flores should have been in the Hall of Fame
a long time ago,
3 decades ago.
Yeah. And thank you, hardheads. Make sure you subscribe to our channels because we have this discussion a lot.
I always go to my guys' channel. I watch the lives. These guys are fucking comedy, but they know their shit. So look, listen, it's not going to be just a bunch of knowledge and just be bored as fuck. These guys actually entertain and it's really good. It's a perfect blend of knowledge and fun. You know what I mean? So
and also, Hardheads, understand this. We're not here to just reminisce with the old guys. We want to teach the new generations of why we're so passionate about the Raiders. That's what we're about. And
shout out to my dad, OG Daniel, man. Shout out to my dad, man. Shout out to my dad, man. You know, we out here.
Bobby Chula hat on. Nice. Guys, we're here to show the young guys of why we're so passionate and why we love this team. And the old guys to reminisce. Jesus, everybody's got their Bobby Cholo hats on.
Hey, if you're going to grab yours, I'm going to grab mine.
Let's go.
Hola, papi.
And we didn't mention George Blanda once.
And George Blanda, and that's a perfect segue, because the one gentleman asked me what caused me to become a Raider fan. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That is the
Let's
segue.
do this.
That is the segue, and I'm going to go because I'm on my tangent right now. When I was living in Philadelphia as a kid, and all my sports teams as a child were, Philly teams. As far as I loved my Flyers and I love my Phillies, because I spent a lot of time literally going to the games at that stadium and watching the Flyers win Stanley Cups. The Eagles, no, way before Lenny Dykstra, boy.
That's what I grew up on.
Yeah, way before. The Eagles sucked. They had zero talent there. They didn't even have Harold Carmichael. They had like nobody. I think the only player that they had of worth was like Jim Bunting and Bill Berge. Okay, we're talking old school Eagles, but it's probably even before then. I was in my school. I was in like the second grade, and my buddy I went to school with, his name was Mr. Kenny Blanda, and Kenny Blanda said, "Hey." I won't say what my real name is. Hey, you gotta watch my uncle. He plays for the Raiders. So I was watching the Raiders because they were on TV on the NBC affiliate. It was always Kurt Gowdy was doing the 70s shows. They were always the 4:00 game because they were just so awesome. And I watched the Raiders. I watched them literally kick everybody's ass and intimidate for all of those years, and they always won. I mean, I honestly, I never saw them lose. I mean, they might have lost, but I never seen them lose. And they had the greatest uniforms. They had the greatest logo. Look at that fucking logo. Okay, so when I saw the Raiders with the logo kicking everybody's ass and always winning, that is how I became a Raiders fan, because of Mr. George Blanda's nephew, Mr. Kenny Blanda. So that is the answer to your question, sir.
I remember OG was drunk one day. He just stumbled into East Oakland just randomly, and he ended up at the Oakland Coliseum, and he became a Raider fan.
No.
That's how I remember it. I don't know.
In 1973.
In the crack era.
And no, there was no crack at the time.
Pre-crack. It's PC. Pre-crack.
Pre-crack era. I'm watching, like, I started watching. I was a baseball player, baseball fan. My dad got me hooked on the Brooklyn Dodgers. Well, they were the LA Dodgers at the time. Like, if you're Puerto Rican, my stepdad was Puerto Rican. You play baseball and you box, or we shoot you. That's how it works.
Baseball has been very, very good to me.
So I watched and followed baseball, played baseball, was into boxing, but I started watching the NFL. And I watched these teams play, all these different teams. And I'm like, okay. Starting to understand the game, and I watch these guys. Silver and black, the Raiders. And I'm watching guys like the Assassin and George Atkinson. throw an elbow into the back of the head of a player after the game, going, "Oh shit, these guys are mean. These guys are badass. This is what football's about." 1974, I became a Raiders fan.
There we go.
Followed them. 1975 watched us go 13-1 in the regular season, finish it out, and beat the dog shit out of the Minnesota Vikings. How the hell do you turn away from that?
Yeah.
I was hooked. Like, that's my team. This is my team. And then they got Alzado on board. And I'm like, this motherfucker is rage and anger. This is what we're about. We are the badasses. We are the Dudley do-wrongs of the NFL. We are the Dick Dastardlys. We are the villains. Call your fucking penalties. We're still going to whip your ass. And that's exactly what we did. That first season, 1975 season, we played the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were beating our asses. We were winning 7-0 in the second quarter. By the end of the third quarter, they were up 21-7 on us. By the fourth quarter, we came back and scored. Oh, we're back in the game, 28-14. They scored again. Oh, 35-14. Or no, they came back and got us, 21-13. We came back and beat their asses by 3 points at the end of the game. And back then, I learned this as a Raiders fan. Expect to win. We didn't have this losing bullshit your younger generation has to deal with. Man. And you've learned to embrace. No, we were of the generation of, we're still going to win. And we did. And that's why I became a Raiders fan.
That's the perfect segue because I love both of your testimony, like passionate as fuck. I love it. That's why we are Raiders. I need to ask y'all real quick. Shout out to the chat gang. Y'all still here, man. Almost an hour and a half, 120 people in the chat. Who are we talking about in 2 weeks? What is our next topic? Leave some comments in the comment section. Who do you guys want us to talk about in 2 weeks? Who's the next guy? Cap, who do you prefer? The next guy.
Actually, because it and only because it would be right along the time that we are going to Canton, and I will be in Canton for his induction. I think that Tom Flores should be the next show.
I love that. I love that.
I would love to talk about Tom Flores, but I'm going to be hitting my silence button a lot because I get real emotional about that. This man was screwed for too many years. But Tom Flores,
we got to do it.
He would be perfect. But that's going to be a long-ass show, bro, because there's a lot of information.
Well, hey, we'll be here, right?
Actually, yeah. I got to make sure because I believe that might be the Tuesday that I am flying to Cincinnati.
Okay.
So I'll have to check my schedule to see where I will be during that time because I'm actually flying in prior to the induction ceremonies.
Cap, did you get tickets out there for the actual?
Yeah, I think I have an extra one too.
Do you?
I think I do.
If I fly out there, you gonna take care of me?
Yeah. Damn, y'all. We ain't talking about nobody.
No, Cap. I will come, bro. If you have extra ticket.
Yeah, but the only thing that I have to do is I have to make sure that the
gentleman. I will give you some money for it.
Partner, don't worry about that. I just have to make sure that the gentleman that I bought it for is not going to come, because the ticket that I bought it for is for Ref Guru. And as you might know, Ref Guru and Violator and myself do the shows on Wednesday. And that's another thing, by the way, folks. You need to go to NFL Nation Live on YouTube, and you need to watch our shows on now. Graphic, I don't know if you have a Wednesday show, and I don't want to step on any toes there.
No, bro. Even if I do, I don't care, bro. Like, who cares?
Well, I just was, because when you have Violator and Ref Guru, David Grant, and David Grant is
that shit trumps me. Period. I don't care. David
Grant is a referee, or actually, I'm not sure if he was a linesman or an umpire, but he is an NFL referee that is a Raiders fan. He is a retired ref, okay? And we have our shows on Wednesday, and during the football season, we look at the last week's football games, we do predictions of the next week. We talk about NFL topics, and it's very Raider heavy. But we talk about the entire NFL, and that, getting back to point, that ticket is for him. I don't know if he's coming out there. If he's not coming out there, then I do have one ticket that has your name on it.
Please let me know, brother, because I will get a hotel soon, like ASAP, and I will buy a ticket.
I wish I would have known about that. I just gave up a room because I had a reservation that I was holding, and I didn't know of anybody that needed it, and I was going to be hit up for the room. So I literally Sunday I gave up my room because I didn't want to be hit up for a room.
I will get a Motel 6 and thug it out. I don't care. I want to be there, man. And I got family out there and around that Ohio area anyway. So if I need to, I can stay there and just go to the event. So
yeah, you might. Unfortunately, you might have to, because every room within like an hour of Canton hotels are booked.
Okay.
So yeah,
how far is let me see. How far, Cincinnati's pretty close. You said Cincinnati's close to Canton, right?
Well, it's not. I'm flying into Cincinnati because it's close to where my buddy Don Webb lives, and Don Webb is a fantastic Raider fan, and so I'll be staying with him for a couple days prior to the induction ceremonies, and we're hanging out. So
3 hours from Toledo. I got family in Toledo.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's what I'm doing for a week. But yeah, I got a ticket.
A couple weeks, or y'all bailing?
No, I'm just saying I need to figure out because I actually have to look, because I did it today. I did my Google. It's like, hey, when's my flight? And my fucking phone didn't tell me. So I actually got to look.
To be honest,
I'm just like, if y'all gonna bail, we can't do a show in a couple weeks. That's cool. I just need to know.
You know what? Because all full of piss and vinegar, I will look to see what my schedule is with Southwest right now. So I will see what that date is. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to be looking at my flight arrangement.
All right.
Yeah, no, either way, even if bro goes out there, we can still talk. We can shoot the shit.
I mean, it'd be cool if we could still do the show.
Yeah, but if Cap is flying, he got other shit going on. What we'll do is we'll pick more of a modern player. And me and you can talk about it.
All right, let's do both.
Like OG also, like, fuck it, let's just do all that shit. I'm with it. I'm with it, bro.
Let's do Bo Knows.
Let me see. Just got on ice. No Hall of Fame. Yeah, I looked at tickets and stuff too. They were charging a good little bag to get into that Hall of Fame ceremony. Leon said, when is the ceremony?
It's Sunday night, I believe.
I'm going to look that up real quick, man.
Okay, I got my flight. It shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue because I will be flying. I knew it was Tuesday. It's the 3rd of August. Wow, that's next week. So the 3rd of August, I'm flying. Motherfuck, I fly out here at 5:30 in the morning. That sucks. And I get to Cincinnati around 12:40 in the afternoon. So I should be able to do the show. I just wanted to make sure that there was not an issue.
It's all love. We'll talk about it beforehand. We'll all get on a conference call and chop it up. Hey, Kenneth says, Ruggs reminds me of Cliff Branch. Jonathan Abrams reminds me of Jack Tatum. John Gruden has been trying to rebuild the 70s Raiders from Mark Davis.
True story. True on that.
I like it.
I think Trayvon Merrick's going to be our next Lester Hayes and stick him free.
Let's go.
But, Docs, you got to teach me how to go live on my channel because I don't have enough subscribers or time, but you said the other way around that.
No, all you got to do is hook it up.
Download StreamYard.
I did that, but I don't know where it went.
Call me tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
Don't fucking play. Just call me and I'll break the shit down to you, you old bastard. I don't know where it went.
I don't know where it went.
And actually, for the shows, like on Tuesday shows, when I do next Tuesday, which will be on my channel, I push it to OG Daniels' channel on YouTube, so it goes out on my channel.
You guys know how to use this shit. How do I do it?
We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get you in tune, man.
All right, but here's the scope, man. I love the fact that you support us so much, Docs. Now, this is no joke, man. Like, you've been so supportive of us. We've been hanging out here doing. You told me to do this shit. You told me I needed my own channel. I'm sitting here like fumbling through and going, yeah, Doc, you've been super supportive of what me, Captain Jack, and several other guys are doing. Oh, and by the way, there's a video out there about Cliff Branch. Watch Raider. I don't know if you're on here or not.
Watts is there.
Put it out a few years ago. A video about Cliff Branch. It's like one of the best damn videos out there. So you need to find that channel if you really want to learn that shit. You want to learn about Cliff? Go to Watch Raiders channel and look that up. It's 5 years old, but damn, that's a badass video.
Well, there we go. Cap, what do you have to say before we get out of here, man?
I'm sorry, what was that there, partner?
What do you have to say before we get out of here, brother?
No, I just wanted to be sure that I didn't say we're going to do it, and then I said,
no, all good, brother.
Yeah, I made sure. So I might be tired, but as long as I get like an old man nap, then I should be okay. And then it'll be now I won't be in studio, so I will have to bring. No,
I'm not worried about that show. I said what I said. Last words for this show tonight. We'll talk about that later on.
Okay. Last words for tonight is again, obviously, are we doing Flores or are we doing Bo?
I would love Flores.
Flores.
Okay, we'll do Flores. And there's Watts. And again, great guy that he is, and love having Watts in here as well. Watts, you got to come in and do more with us as well. So we appreciate it. But last word for the night is we are getting up into football season. I am so happy that, and that's why I'm saying this in kind of like in a selfish way. That's why I want y'all to pop in on my channel and pop in on OG Daniels' channel, because when I'm starting to do these shows and I have people call in, okay, we can actually do things to talk about. We can talk about the Raiders and this, that, and we got more and more and more.
That was the best segue on earth.
Yeah, well, and now I didn't realize that I actually so you are listening to the captain. That was right on time too. I had your YouTube on and then I flopped over. But yeah, go over to the channel. I appreciate it. Go sub with obviously OG Daniel and and Ken Bryant. We didn't ignore you. I wanted to show you. I have a Davidson jersey over there. The original.
Hey, Kenneth, I didn't see it, brother.
Yeah, no, because we got into it, but Kenneth wanted to say, what about Davidson breaking Len Dawson and also, and by the way, Davidson gets the credit for Joe Namath, but it really wasn't Joe Namath with Ben Davidson. It was Ike Lassiter that broke Joe Namath's jaw. Everybody thinks it's Ben Davidson. So yeah, Ken, I saw that comment.
Okay,
Ben
yeah,
Davidson,
I didn't see it. My bad, Kenneth. My bad, brother.
Yeah, but great things. But again, that's why we love doing it here. Make sure you guys come on in. And I said, I want more Raider fans to come over because I got to listen. Not that I piss poor anybody that calls into my shows, but I want more Raider fans to call in because I want to talk Raiders football all the time.
There you go. Hey, real quick, if you guys get a chance to, Terrence just put it up. Shout out to my brother Doug. OG's channel is right here, and he also just put Cap's channel as well in the comment section. Everybody go subscribe to our Raider brothers, man. They put in a lot of work as well, and OG's channel is only going to get better. He's just starting. Bear with him, but it's going to be great because he has a lot of knowledge, and I love that him and Cap are at the hip right now because OG's learning a lot from the YouTube stuff. OG's getting a perfect mix of me and Cap. So, you know, it's going to be a great blend. I'm telling you, OG's going to have a great channel eventually. Once he stops getting drunk, puts the rum down, he'll be all right. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, you know what I mean?
By the way, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I want 1,400 subscribers. I want 1,400 subscribers by whoever sees this show. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'm real close to 1,300. I want another 100. I want 1,400 by the next time we do this show, and then we'll start going to 15 and things like that. And
let's get Cap to 4,000. Fuck that 1,400. Let's get him to 4,000. Everybody go to his channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, hit the like on his last video. Support our brothers because that's what we're here for, man. At the end of the day, y'all, this is not a pissing contest. This is not everybody trying to outdo everybody. This is a family. I'm one of those guys. I don't give a shit about how many subscribers you have. If you love the team like I love them, then we're brothers. We family. So at the end of the day, man, make sure you guys subscribe to all of my guys. In 2 weeks, this is a great show. Tom Flores about to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. To me, this is going to be one of the greatest shows that I've had on this channel thus far. OG, last words, brother.
I have 126 subscribers on my channel.
Let's get more tonight.
Get more.
And I've only been doing this for 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong. If you're young and you want to know about the history, come to my channel. If you're old,
and you want to
reminisce, come to my channel. I'm not doing this I'm doing this just to share history. It's a hobby for me.
Hold on, real quick. Don't think that these guys don't talk about our team today as well. So if you guys don't get it fucked up, the historical point of view is there, but they also talk about our team right now. So don't think that you guys won't get the latest news and latest rumors and all that good stuff from the team that we have today. So,
right. We're historians, but we share the new stuff and make comparisons. And I'm going to tell you right now, go to Jack's channel and subscribe. Go to Doc's channel and subscribe, which most of you already have.
I'm going to say, if you're on this channel now and you're not subscribed, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
You would be shocked, man. I go into my YouTube studio, and most of the people that watch videos are not subscribed.
Most of the people who are on my channel are subscribed, but I'm new, young, and all that shit. Look, we got good stuff to share.
Yes.
We've got great stories, the past, today, and the future. Come on. I look forward to future episodes. I would love to share with you about stuff that happened in the past. But I my last question for docs: where do babies come from?
Nuts and vagina.
Okay, but no, I
Hey,
just
hey, before we
wanted
get
to
out
throw
of
that
here,
out there.
Raider Joe, I want to know what happened, bro. There was two dudes earlier that were throwing shade at the older generation fans. Not cool when he said that they're two popular YouTubers. Let me know who that is, because if it's a situation, I need to make a call, man, and we need to nip that.
Do we even care?
Oh no. Look.
Just for informational purposes as to why they would say such things.
And
I don't
that
care.
this is gatekeeper graph right here, man. I need to know what's going on.
Look, bro, I'm trying to find haters. Once I got haters, I have a big enough channel. Give me a movie.
But it's all good, man. Look,
Give me them damn haters.
We're not worried about no. We're not
I
worried
got
about
big
any of that,
enough
man.
to get haters.
Look, let me tell you something right now. If anybody hates on old school Raider fans, they're not Raider fans.
Yeah, but you know what? If I get haters, I've gotten big enough now. Because I got about 100% likes. Give me them assholes who are doubting me and talking shit, because then I've grown big enough.
All right, you bastard. I gotta go piss, man. I love both. I love both of you guys, man. 2 Tuesdays from now, Tom Flores show, y'all. We will be back with the Chronicles of the Blackhole once again. Appreciate you, my brothers. Love you both dearly. Make
Love
sure
you
guys
guys.
subscribe.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. And again, just like Daniel said, you got to hold it. Just got to hold it for one more thing. I got to say again, thanks for Doc's graphic grader for all that he's done for us, and we will continue, because we wouldn't be here without Daniel asking me and Doc's asking him.
And I loved Captain Jack. I love Docs, and I love the fans that follow this channel.
Hey,
y'all are awesome.
For those who don't support this type of stuff, man, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. This channel was made for everybody. It's not made for a specific demographic. If you have the shield and it's in your heart, this channel is for you. We're gonna touch on every topic Raider made, period, point blank. And I love these shows, man. So shout out to my guys, shout out to my OGs. If y'all hate on them, holla at me, because I want all the smoke.
Shit, holler at me, and I want to know I'm fucking famous.
And that's why I said I talk sports. If you're not talking Raiders, you're missing out, because I talk to whatever the caller wants to talk about. Yep. If you don't want to listen to my boy Jared, who gets the Pittsburgh Report, great guy, by the way, but he talks sports, and other people from other fans. If you don't want to hear those other fans, then get off your fucking ass, get on the motherfucking phone, or hit the fucking link and come on the show and talk that shit. Except you can't cuss on my show.
I talk Raiders, and I don't know other sports, man. I don't know hockey or any of that other bullshit. But hey,
we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it with this comment. Cheers to all the overgrown prostates. I gotta go piss, y'all. Shout out to y'all. I love you guys, man. I had a fucking ball tonight.
2 weeks.
Shout out to my brothers. 2 weeks, man. Love you guys, man.
Hey, thanks again. Have a great weekend, and all that comes up.
Yes, sir, brother.
Go Pete.